Hey, high school small group leaders, man, I am so excited for this Sunday. But first off, everybody, myself included, owes Melanie a huge shout out and a big thanks because all you guys missed this past Sunday, which, I've already cried about it and I'm over it. I'm past it. Whatever. I missed you guys and we didn't hang out. But anyways, Melanie, we also had a small attendance. We only saw about 30 of our kids, and so our high school ministry was really where we saw most of that drop down, because this past Sunday was the last day of midwinter break for a lot of our school districts. Lake Washington was the one that was not like that. But with that, we had a small high school ministry this past Sunday, and Melanie just ran it. I got up and gave, you could call it a sermon. We changed the dynamic of the room. It felt really great. It was super fun. It felt a lot more interactive than I'm typically used to. And then Melanie ran the whole small group, and I kind of tossed her underneath that bus because I was selfish and wanted to get Chris set up and ready for his preaching in the middle school group. But the students that I talked to afterwards said that it was a great time. It was a really incredible, unique moment, and it sounded like it just went wonderful. Melanie even talked about how there was some struggles having to combine genders and her running it, but said that it went really well. So last week, we talked about 1 Peter, and we dove into 1 Peter chapter 1, and we talked about what it means to live holy. And this week, we're going to get into kind of some more specific details of it, and we're going to talk about 1 Peter chapter 2, where Peter gives these Christians the mandate to live in submission to authority. And he really hits it hard when he says, love God, love the brotherhood, submit to the emperor. He says it, where is it? He says, love the family of believers, fear God, honor the emperor. And this was a big deal. The emperor was a really terrible person and not somebody that we should honor, if you and I think about it. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be kind of comparing and contrasting of what does it mean to follow somebody and how do you submit to them? And where's that balance of what if they're a terrible leader? Should you rebel? Set up a coup? And what we're going to do is we're going to look through scripture and see that it's really, really hard to find a scriptural basis to say, yeah, set up a rebellion. Or we're going to even go so far as to say it's hard to find a scriptural basis to set up a protest. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do a protest and honor leadership. You totally can. But right now, in our hyper-divisive moment where everybody gets villainized, we're going to be highlighting how Christians are actually called to be different. And even if you don't agree with somebody politically, to honor them. And it's going to be a really I'm excited for it. I know that it's going to be a tough conversation. I think that it's going to be a conversation that a lot of our students are going to struggle with because this is going to be very countercultural. One pastor that I know in Seattle, he lives over in Bellevue, but he works in Seattle. Sorry, totally opposite. He lives in Seattle, works in Bellevue. And he was saying that the liturgy of Seattle is protest. I just thought, wow. What we're going to be talking about this is going to be totally opposite. And so some of our kids are going to wrestle with it. And I hope that you wrestle with it too. I hope that you wrestle with them. Because this is something that Christians have been struggling with for a very long time. At the beginning, Christians were really, really pacifistic. And that's kind of slowly molded and changed over time. And it's ebbed and flowed. And this is something that we have to wrestle with, and I hope that you can kind of set that standard for students to say, it's okay to have differing opinions, different thoughts, and still be Christian. And we can struggle with this together and talk through it. And so what we're really going to be landing on is that tension. And so what I hope you do is getting into your group, admitting maybe your struggles with this. How is this a hard topic for you when it comes to submission? So that's what I'm really excited about. After this, we're going to do one final sermon on First Peter, and that's going to be on what it means to suffer for the sake of Christ. And I'm really geeked about that. And then we're going to get into our Easter series. So a couple of things for you guys to know, just that are coming up, is we've got CIY. That's our next really big thing that we're going to be doing. That is in the summer. It is July 29th through August 2nd. So if you have that time available, would you please sign up? We are dropping some tickets right now. That'll happen actually tomorrow, that we drop some tickets and finalize how many tickets that we have. So please sign up. We need a couple more adults to come along with us. If you can't make it, I totally understand. That's asking for a whole bunch of time off of work and just making that sacrifice. And if that's not possible, then that's totally okay. But all of that said, guys, we missed you. Melanie and I missed you last week, and I am so excited to see how God is going to move in your conversations with your students this Sunday night. I love getting to serve with you, and I can't wait to serve with you again.